Did you know that a group of brilliant MIT students once made millions of dollars playing blackjack in casinos across America? It might sound like an urban legend or the plot of a Hollywood blockbuster, but this incredible story is absolutely true. In fact, their exploits inspired books and movies, but the real events were even more fascinating than fiction. These students weren't criminals or con artists. They were math geniuses, engineers, and scientists. Ordinary college kids with extraordinary minds who figured out how to legally beat the system using nothing but their intellect and teamwork. By applying advanced mathematics and probability theory, they managed to turn the odds of blackjack in their favor, transforming themselves into the undisputed kings and queens of Las Vegas. The MIT Blackjack Team was founded on a simple but revolutionary idea that blackjack, unlike most casino games, is a game of skill, not just luck. With the right strategy, you could actually win consistently. By carefully tracking which cards had already been played, they could predict which cards were left in the deck. This gave them a mathematical edge over the house. A tiny advantage, but enough to make a fortune over time. With this edge, and by pooling their money into a large bankroll, they could place bigger bets when the odds were in their favor. Their teamwork, discipline, and secret signals led to massive profits, sometimes winning hundreds of thousands in a single weekend. The story began in the late 1970s and early 1980s, right on the campus of MIT, where a handful of students started experimenting with card counting. Inspired by Edward O. Thorpe's groundbreaking book, Beat the Dealer, they practiced for hours in dorm rooms, perfecting their skills and developing new strategies. What started as a mathematical experiment soon became a secret society. They met in hidden rooms, shared coded messages, and created a system so effective it would shake the casino industry to its core. Imagine being a college student living a double life, studying by day, then flying first class to Las Vegas on weekends, walking through luxury hotels and outsmarting billion-dollar casinos at night. For the MIT Blackjack Team, this was their reality. They experienced the thrill of victory, the camaraderie of teamwork, and the rush of outwitting the world's most powerful gambling empires. They cracked a code the casinos believed was unbreakable, embarking on a high-stakes adventure that would change their lives forever and leave a mark on gambling history. The MIT Blackjack Team was about to prove to the world that with enough brainpower and courage, the house doesn't always have to win. The team's success wasn't luck. It was the result of meticulous planning and relentless practice. They operated like a well-oiled machine, each member knowing their role to perfection. Their operation was structured like a business, complete with investors, managers, and a clear hierarchy. While card counting was at the core of their strategy, they innovated beyond traditional methods. They developed a sophisticated team-based approach to minimize risk and maximize their advantage at the tables. Spotters would place minimum bets, meticulously tracking the count to identify hot tables. Once a hot table was identified, a big player would step in and make massive bets, capitalizing on the favorable odds. To the casino, it appeared as though a lucky gambler was on a winning streak, but it was all part of a precise strategy. Discipline was paramount. Every player adhered strictly to the system without deviation. They placed their trust in the numbers, confident that flawless execution would lead to consistent success. This division of labor allowed them to operate under the radar, blending seamlessly into the casino environment. The brilliance of their team approach lay in its subtlety, hiding their strategy in plain sight. They exploited the casino's assumptions about gamblers, creating an almost undetectable system that flew under the radar. They were playing a numbers game, and they knew the math was on their side, giving them a significant edge over the house. What is card counting? It's simpler than it sounds. The MIT team used the high-low system, assigning values to cards. High cards are good for the player, low cards for the dealer. The goal is to keep a running tally in your head. A high count means the deck is rich in tens and aces, favoring the player. This is when you increase your bets dramatically. Bet spreading is how counters make money, waiting for the perfect moment. Casinos know about this and watch for big bet jumps. The team approach was brilliant. Spotters bet small, big players bet large. To the casino, they looked like unrelated gamblers. They communicated the count with signals, hiding their strategy. The team effectively hid their strategy in plain sight. They used a system of signals and rolls to communicate without speaking. This allowed them to exploit the casino's assumptions and win big. The MIT students had to blend into the high-rolling world of Vegas. They developed personas, complete with backstories and costumes. They spent money on disguises, learning to act the part. They needed to appear as if they belonged in high-limit rooms. This performance was crucial. Without it, their advantage was useless. They used fake IDs and paid in cash, traveling to different cities. They rotated players to avoid becoming familiar to casino security. This double life was stressful, filled with pressure and deception. They had to keep their stories straight and perform flawlessly. A single mistake could bring the entire operation down. It was an exhilarating existence, but incredibly stressful. They were playing a game for millions with the casino as their opponent. The stakes were high and the pressure was immense. Walking onto the casino floor with cash strapped to your body changes you. The lights are dazzling, the sounds overwhelming, and every step you take feels like it's being watched. You're not just another gambler. You're on a mission, and the stakes are higher than most people could ever imagine. The air is thick with desperation, the symphony of chaos all around. Slot machines ring, chips clatter, and the tension is almost tangible. Every face you pass is chasing luck, but for you, it's all about skill and precision. For the MIT team, this was their office. While others came for entertainment or escape, they came to work, disguised as ordinary players, but operating with a singular focus. They had to focus on the count, tuning out distractions. Every laugh, every shout, every cocktail waitress weaving through the tables was just background noise to be ignored. The pressure was immense, performing complex calculations with every card. One mistake could cost thousands, or worse, blow their cover. Imagine sitting at a table with a high count, making maximum bets. Your heart pounds as you push stacks of chips forward, knowing the odds are finally in your favor. All eyes are on you, but you have to look bored. You can't show excitement or fear, just a calm, almost indifferent mask. You make small talk, order a drink, and keep the count in your head. Every gesture is calculated, every word chosen to blend in and avoid suspicion. It was a mental tightrope walk with no safety net. The stress could be overwhelming, but you had to keep your cool, no matter what. They experienced brutal losing streaks, but trusted the math. Even when luck turned against them, they knew the long game was on their side. The threat of being caught was constant, with sophisticated surveillance. Cameras watched every move, and security staff were trained to spot anything unusual. Team members often got heat from pit bosses, sometimes backed off. The tension would spike as a pit boss lingered nearby, scrutinizing every action. The best-case scenario was being politely told to leave. You'd gather your chips, smile, and walk away hoping to return another day. The worst case involved a trip to a back room with security. In those moments, the glamour of the casino faded, replaced by the cold reality of risk and consequence. The genius of the MIT team's strategy was its division of labor. Spotters were invisible, playing minimum bets and keeping the count. They signaled big players with coded gestures, a secret language. The big player was the star, making large bets based on the count. To the casino, it looked like a lucky whale on a hot streak. This partnership maximized profits while minimizing detection risk. Spotters never changed bets, avoiding heat. Big players made large bets, not fitting the counter pattern. They exploited the casino's assumptions about gamblers. Their strategy was hidden behind seemingly random behavior. It was a brilliant piece of social engineering. They created a system that was almost undetectable. Nothing lasts forever, especially in Las Vegas. As profits grew, casinos took notice and fought back. They invested in surveillance and hired firms to track players. Griffin Investigations became the team's arch-nemesis. They built a photo book of suspected counters shared among casinos. Getting made was a player's worst nightmare, ending their career. Disguises became less effective with facial recognition software. Internal conflicts fractured the team, success and money changing people. Arguments erupted over profits and management, trust eroding. The game became too difficult, the risk too high. The team dissolved in the early 2000s, their run over. They proved smart individuals could beat the house, but the house fought back. After disbanding, team members took their experiences and winnings. They finished degrees and pursued careers in various fields. They became entrepreneurs, engineers, and business leaders. Skills like risk analysis and discipline were transferable to the corporate world. Many used winnings as seed money for startups, a different kind of gamble. Some became incredibly successful, their time on the team a wild chapter. The story became famous with the book Bringing Down the House and movie 21. The movie dramatized events but brought the story to a global audience. Some embraced the spotlight, others remained in the shadows. Casinos implemented countermeasures, making team-based counting harder. The golden age of card counting has largely passed. The core members look back with pride and nostalgia. The MIT Blackjack Team story is more than about winning money. It's a testament to intellect, strategy, and teamwork. They challenged systems that seemed unbeatable, revealing hidden mathematics. Their adventure is a classic David versus Goliath story. It's also a cautionary tale of pressure and personal risks. The story reminds us that the real world fights back. Casinos change the environment, not the math, to stop them. The team story inspires aspiring players and math enthusiasts. They perfected card counting, turning theory into a money-making machine. Their legend is woven into Las Vegas lore, a modern myth. They proved knowledge is power, a thrilling ride through math and gambling. If you found this story compelling, subscribe to learn more about challenging systems.